Hey everyone, my name is Artindi and this is Devlog number 6 for the game I'm co-authoring with the working title Paradigm. This devlog I'm going to explain a little bit more of what the game is about, not the story because at this point in the development nobody really cares, but more about the main mechanic and the feel we want for the game. We started this week off with a Scrum meeting. Scrum, it's a verb, I guess. Basically, when we scrum, we just get together and each of us say what we did last week, what we are planning on doing this week, and identify anything that might impede us or things we may need help with. Lots of teams or groups and businesses do this once a day, but since we have so little time to put towards this little hobby of ours, we've decided once a week would be enough. This is really great because it gets everyone on board and allows us an extra opportunity to ask for help with difficult things. I recommend scrumming if you're making a game with more people than just yourself, or if you work in any kind of group really. Anyways, in our scrum meeting, we did find something that will impede us if not addressed, and that is the need for a unique and robust game manager. A game manager is not a person, but rather a bit of code that runs the game and makes sure everything works together. It's the invisible overseer that transitions between scenes and levels, keeps track of important variables, and remembers important bits of data, among other things. Kind of like the Wizard of Oz, just pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Who are you?
Oh, I am the great and powerful Wizard of Oz.
So last week I let you guys in on the fact that the game is going to be a puzzle-oriented Metroidvania, with a great positive response from many of you, by the way. Thank you, it really inspires us. And the week before that, I showed that the game would crash when I tried to change scenes to a splash screen and then back again. And more recently I discovered that, well, predictably I discovered that the same crash happens when I tried to link up two scenes while I was working on designing some of the puzzles. We created a custom data structure, or a sort of virtual container that can help us keep track of the clones that are spawned. And we have a clone manager that allows us to better access the data structure. The clone manager lets us actually spawn clones and change the consciousness between clones and other things. The problem arises when we try to enter or start a new scene. In order to spare you the technical talk, I'll try and simplify it by saying that the data structure exists outside of any scene, and when a second scene is started, it tries to use that data structure. But because there's already information stored in the data structure from the first scene that the second scene doesn't know about, the game has a big fat bunch of errors and crashes. Now, there are plenty of easy solutions, such as just being sure that everything is cleaned out and reset at the start of each scene or level. But in order to make the game we want, the easy route is off the table. You see, most games have a very standard system regarding death. When you die, you simply respawn at a spawn point, checkpoint, or the start of a level, often without explanation. It's so standard no one questions it. And it's not a bad thing really, it's just our game, with its unique mechanic being what it is, provides us with an opportunity to make death more a part of the game. In our game, if you die, your consciousness just jumps over to another clone in the same level. And if all the clones die in a level, then your consciousness will just travel a little further to a clone left behind in a past level. And we could add rooms between levels where you could choose to leave behind a clone as a sort of save game spot. In this way, you can kind of set the difficulty of the game by how often you choose to leave behind a clone. And backtracking or fast travel could become a very natural part of the game. With some focus, you can send your consciousness to other levels you've already been to, or other parts of the semi-open world. This is why we're starting work on a game manager, to oversee all of that. Do you feel like this is a good idea? Let us know. In the meantime, while we are making the game manager, we are still designing puzzles. That is probably going to take the longest, as well as making new assets, because we don't need the game manager for level design. But I think I'm going to show off all the new assets next week. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hey, you've watched it now. Thanks for watching, by the way. But you can, put a comment down or question, suggestion. Where we love input. Input's great. You can send me an email too if you like. But really at this point, I'm just kind of talking to fill up the space at the end of the video for the end cards and stuff. You can click on one if you want. Great videos. But I don't know. I probably talked long enough. Have a nice day.